Alright, hello guys. Welcome to a new series on my channel. Series, quote unquote, depending on if I do multiple videos or not. We'll see. I don't care. I'm either gonna call it Passenger Princess or Tales from the Passenger Seat. Low-key, I think the second one's better, so I'm probably gonna call it that. This is just fucking whatever. I don't care. It's me yapping, and I'm gonna upload whenever I feel like. This could be the only episode, we'll see. Anyway, so the story I'd like to talk about is a story that is probably a pretty relatively interesting one, depending on who you ask, but I feel like it'd be a good one to get me started. Maybe you can screenshot the thumbnail and title and post me on Instagram Reels or some shit, get like 100,000 likes. Anyway, we should normalize getting to the point, alright? And so you read the title, all right? Basically, I used to work with someone who was a dog diddler. You know, he liked to have relations with animals, you could say, right? So you're probably confused as to what we mean, or what I mean. Sorry. And I used to work with this guy. It was my first ever job. 16 years old. I was at this shitty pizza place, which I will not name for the sake of privacy or whatever. And I come in there, and 2 seconds in, this guy, we're gonna call him Darian, because that was his name. He asked me if I know anything, if I have been exercising, because I have to be ready to stand for this job, right? Standing around for 8 hours, so damn hard, right? Especially for someone like me who ran cross country, just couldn't think of that endurance. Anyway, this guy's like all friendly to me, right? He seems nice enough, and I'm like, okay, someone to talk to on my first ever job, on my first ever shift. This can't be so bad, right? And so we get to talking, right, about whatever. I don't know what he's talking to me about. He's talking to me about Roblox, some of his interests, how he likes music and shit. And I'm like, all right, this is a pretty normal guy. His vocal inflections are kind of weird. He talks in this really weird tone that I cannot mimic for the life of me. But you know what? He's fine, right? Until on my first ever shift, right? This dude's just met me. And he asks me, what's your weirdest fetish? And I'm just like, I don't know. You just met me. I'm bisexual, so, men, I guess. I don't know. I'm pretty vanilla. What about you? And I'm like a bit uncomfortable, right? Because what kind of person asks for your fetish when you just met, right? This dude, I shit you fucking not, he says animals. I'm like, oh, so you're a furry, right? And he goes, no, I like animals. My brain is weird, like, animals just like get me going, And I'm like, oh, okay. This was like 4 years ago, by the way. I still remember this. He is in fact a furry. He just likes to, think about animals in that regard, right? Specifically, deer and dragons. That's what he loves, come to think of it, he might really like Deltarune in that case. But anyway, this dude loves deer and dragon. That's what turns him on, okay? And at least a dragon is a fictional creature. But deer, bro, I don't know. He probably drives with his high beams on, like, even during the day for the chance that he sees a deer hiding in the bushes, Give him a little rager while he drives. I don't know. I'd be half concerned if he hit one, too. He might pop his trunk and stuff it in there, And then stuff it in there, if you get what I'm saying. But, no. And it gets worse. It gets so much worse, bro. I find out through my, I'm mixing up my stories. I find out one day that he shows me this flash drive, right? On it is gigabytes of furry porn, bro. And he brought that shit to work with him, dude. He brought furry porn to work. Dude, I'm not even fucking with you, dude. Like, I'm so for real. He brought gigabytes worth of furry porn on a flash drive to work. How the fuck are you even gonna watch that on a flash drive? What, you're gonna plug that into the cash register, watch it while you're while you're serving a customer, bro? What the fuck are you doing? And oh my god, dude, he got into this phase one time where he just went around telling all of us, like all of our coworkers, about how he wanted this dragon dildo so bad. This like scaled dragon dildo, 10 inches, it fucking nuts inside of you too. He wanted that so badly. He was talking to all of us about it, showing us pictures and shit. And like, dude, I'm trying to like put pepperonis on a pizza, dude. Like, I'm trying to remember if they wanted ham or hamburger on their pizza, all right? And you're talking to me about dragon dildos right now? That's what you're talking to me about? And so, of course, our boss finds out about that, right? That's the one person he hid it from, because of course we're going to tell our boss that he was talking about dragon dildos at work. And so Secret Santa rolls around, and my boss thought it would be so fucking funny if he rigged it so that he could get Darian and buy him the dragon dildo for Christmas. But the only reason he had this idea was because he got drunk as shit with one of my coworkers. I'm talking like fucking hammered, blackout drunk, dude. And in his drunken state of mind, he bought that dragon dildo, bro. Fucking 50-year-old divorced man with kids living in an apartment bought a fucking 10-inch dragon dildo for my coworker. But the worst part is that I'm pretty sure he didn't even give it to him. My boss kept that for himself. But I know I'm just talking about furry porn and dragon dildos right now. So what's up with the animals part? All right, I kind of left that out. You know, what's up with that? This one day, he comes into work, and he's got a new topic for us. He starts telling us about some, I watched this YouTube video the other night, and it was talking about what it would be like to have sex with a dolphin. And my coworker, he's already giggling. And we'll just call him Alec, because that was his name. And Alec is just like, you think it's a bit appealing to you? And he's just like, and Darian, he's just like, he's just like, yeah. I mean, like, the way the video described it, it's like, it's wet, it's like fluid, it's big, like, I don't know, I don't think I'd mind getting fucked by a dolphin. It's like, what the fuck are you talking about, bro? You're talking about an animal, dude! You're talking about an animal, dude! What the fuck? Like, straight bestiality, dude. And so we called him Dog Fucker Darian, because it had a damn ring to it, And I don't know, dude. I got 10 minutes left on my drive home. I don't know how much longer I can extend this story out. Yeah, and he wanted to buy this huge-ass fursuit that is with his paycheck that his parents wouldn't let him get because, of course, they wouldn't. But I don't know. I think that's the end of, like, the bestiality stuff that I know about. If I knew about anything else, then I'd probably say it. But, dude, like, what the... Dude, I don't know. So anyway, he had this. Oh, that was an awful voice crack. So, ignoring the bestiality stuff, this guy's even weirder, because he has this like online girlfriend over Discord from like Germany or Taiwan. I don't know, dude. It was 4 years ago. Give me some grace. I don't remember too well. All right. He has this online girlfriend who he's never seen the face of, by the way. And we're telling him, dude, like, dude, you're getting groomed, low-key. I mean, I don't know, he was 18, so that's the worst part, bro. He was 18. You think he'd know better, but no. I don't know. If you ever work a shitty pizza job, you're probably working with 40-year-olds anyway who have to feed their kids. So he's the least of your concerns. This dude isn't even, like, the least of my concerns, by the way. There's worse. Maybe I might save it for a different story, all right? But no, this dude has, like, this online girlfriend from Taiwan or whatever, and we're fucking with him. We're just like, dude, like, you're getting groomed. That's a 40-year-old man behind the screen. And he's just like, what? No, that's my girlfriend, bro. Like, I love her, man. Like, and... Oh, fuck. He's like, no, dude, that's my girlfriend. Like, I love her. And we're talking to him, like, no, dude, she's gotta be like, is she requesting that you send him money and shit? Cause, like, that's not a girl. That's not an 18-year-old girl on the other side of the line. We'll tell you that much. But one day, I guess his online girlfriend, like, cheated on him or something, or, like, broke up with him, because apparently she wasn't answering him for 5 days. I guess the Discord Nitro, like, wasn't enough. Yeah, I guess he ran out of Discord Nitro for his kitten. Anyway, so this dude, girlfriend hasn't answered him for 5 days. They're pretty much broken up, right? She's probably cheated on him. At least that's what we think. With a Discord daddy who has more Nitro or some shit. And he just shows up to work all sad and shit. Like, he's not talking to anyone. He's, like, crying. And he's just like, I wish I had alcohol on me. I wish it so bad. And during close, he just wouldn't do anything, bro. And my shift lady's just like, dude, I know that you're sad, but can you get off your ass and help us close? Speaking of crying, dude, this dude loved to cry, all right? And I know I'm a GNC, right? A gender non-conforming man, all right? I like to wear a skirt sometimes, you know. I like to be a bit flamboyant, you know. I'm sensitive. I like to cry. So fucking what, right? But this dude, he loved the music system so much, right? All he would do is sit in the back and change the Spotify playlist for the speaker. And one day, we were really busy, right? Like, really slammed busy. It was a Friday, and Fridays are super busy for pizza places because that's when the most drunk people come up. And this dude, he's trying to go in the back and change the music, and we're like, no, you have to stay up here. Like, okay, we can't have you going in the back focusing on music, focus on the customers. And this dude, he starts crying. He starts crying because we won't let him change the music. So we have this, like, over 18 years old, grown-ass man, like, grown-ass black man, by the way, in the back with the dishwasher crying because we wouldn't let him have Spotify on the job. Like, dude, pull yourself together, man. I don't know. It was, yeah, he was just fucking embarrassing to be around. And he'd say hi to me at work, bro. He'd, like, come up to me at work, or not at work. He'd say hi to me at school, because at the time I was a sophomore in high school and he was a senior. And he'd come up to me at school and say hi to me and shit, and, like, act like we're friends. Like, dude, I don't want to be associated with you, okay? Don't you dare make people think that we're friends, alright? Because this dude would sit in the hallways playing VR, and, like, he'd, like, hold his Chromebook up to his ear so he could, like, listen to music and shit in the halls, bro. And I guarantee you, it had to be, like, Friday Night Funkin' or Mommy ASMR, dude. And it's like, don't you ever make people think that we're friends, bro. Don't ever do that. But yeah, that's the story of my weird ass coworker and someone I had to deal with for a year until he quit because his doctor said that he needed to work in a place with less food because he kept eating it and getting fat. All right. So that's the story of my weird ass coworker who was a doggy diddler. All right. And I guess that's the end of my story, bro. See you next time I want to upload. Bye.